Hello and welcome to another exciting honing video. I've been working a little bit before pressing record. I just finished honing this urn 2611. This is it says on here, Ferreteria Sardone Arequipa. I have no idea what that means. Anyway, this is a 2611 7/8, pretty much full hollow. Difficult to get that visible for you. Yeah, not difficult. Pretty much full hollow. Anyway, I just finished this on this Nakayama Jnat using Chu Nagura and Koma. That's my favorite progression these days, followed by DMT Tomo Nagura. And what I'm going to do now is to continue. Going to do another urn raiser. This has Ator on the scales. Hold on. This has Ator on the scales, as well as on the show side of the razor. But it is, as you can see, if I can get it there for you, it's an urn razor. This is 6/8 full hollow, beautiful little razor. And so we're going to do the same progression, but the trick on the last one I finished with soapy water, and on this one I'm going to use ONR in a 50% ONR, 50% water solution as suggested by JPO. So, a lot of talking. I'm going to try and be efficient, but I suspect this will be a longer video. So, you know, the YouTube 1.5 or 2x speed might be useful. The edge on this razor turned out beautifully. I'll show you a picture of that now. And I'm going to do a shave test of this razor tomorrow morning. It's late afternoon on Saturday, it's February, I think it's the 22nd maybe, or maybe 21st, no, 22nd. And so I'm going to do a shave test with this razor tomorrow, and probably a shave test with this on Monday. So anyway, let's get going. Starting with the I've leveled this using the sharpening glass flattening plate, diamond flattening plate. Gonna raise a Chu Nagura slurry. I'm only going to use the ONR at the very finishing stage in place of soapy water. So that'll be a difference between this progression and the last one. The soapy water that I used on the last one was my super exotic hand soap. Hold on, I'll get that for you because everybody will want to see. Hold on. Here you go. Here's the hand soap. Very exotic. It's palm oil free, which of course we all want, and it's cruelty free. Also always a feature. I think I got this at the dollar store. So it has a little coconut oil in it, and it has a nice feel to it, but you know, it's a little sudsy. So I have high hopes for the ONR solution as a way to push the finish at the final stage. Chu Nagura, or at least my Chu Nagura, has a scratch pattern that's a little bit, ever so slightly finer than my Botan Makawa stone, Asano Makawa stone. And so I'm able, using, starting with the thicker slurry, I'm able to stretch the Chu Nagura from Botan all the way through Tenju, I think, by just diluting a little bit. And the feel of this is kind of magical. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with it, but I just really enjoy this slurry. All right, so I'll show you a microscope photo of the condition of this edge. I could have sworn I've seen this razor before, but it has a synthetic edge on it, and I can tell from the photo that's not my edge. Let's test sharpness. All right, so bouncing off the packing peanut, that's not a good indication of sharpness. So let's get going. I did test this for warpage. It lies on a flat surface very well, so I'm not concerned about tap and wobble, as Dr. Matt would say. All I'm trying to do now, using the thicker Chu slurry, is to do some shaping of the edge. All I want to do is take it from dull to sharper. And generally I'm going to take sharper to be almost pushing into the cloud, using the packing peanut test. And from there we'll get, from there we will refine. But right now I'm really just working on geometry. The quality, the shaving quality of the apex, I don't care about. So I'm using the slurry as an abrasive tool. Now, having said that, and maybe you can even tell it's darkening up. Having said that, if all I wanted to do was shape the apex, I could easily do the same thing here using a synthetic stone. It just wouldn't be as fun. That's really the only difference. It's a lot of fun to work with natural stones. The final finish on the apex from a natural stone will have its own character, as a synthetic finish will have. Let's dilachew this. Beautiful. Great feel. I can feel that the edge has met the stone surface. I'm getting nice flow over the edge of the slurry. All right, let's see where we are. Hopefully we're no longer bouncing off the packing peanut. I like to use intermediate testing with the packing peanut instead of waiting to the end, so that I can so that I don't have to over hone, so I don't have to hone more than I need to. Not ready yet, so we're going to do some more. It's got to be getting close because I can feel that edge. I'm gonna refresh a little bit here. I think I went to dilachew a little too soon. But that's again the value of testing at each stage. I realized, oh, I didn't shape enough at this stage, so I'll go back to a thicker slurry, do some more passes, and hopefully get down to the first stage of this refresh more quickly. Okay. I don't count when I do this, but what I do is to operate on feel. It needs to feel the same to me. Like this direction, the edge feels as if it's more onto the stone than in this direction. So I'm doing a little bit more here until I get that feeling, the same feeling of the edge on the stone in both directions. And that's not something that's something that you gain with putting in some time on the stones. It's very unlikely you'll get that right away, but you can. It's just, put in some time, concentrate on, while you're doing this, concentrate on what you're feeling, and you'll get it. Because I mean, really, all I'm doing is going back and forth here, right? This is a hard Jnat. This is a 5. Well, it was sold as a 5+. I'd say it's certainly in that range. But it dishes. It dishes. Using the nagura textures the surface. So I keep this stone flat. I flatten it before use. Let's do a quick test here. See if we made any progress. Yes, we have. So that's a good sign. I think heel could use some work. So we'll use I'll handle this like a knife sharpener would by using pressure at the heel. Increase in pressure increases abrasion. So I'm abrading the heel at a greater rate, at a higher rate than I'm abrading the rest of the edge that's also on the stone. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on the spine. I'm really just working the heel of the razor at the moment with pressure, or the heel portion of the edge. And with the heel in good shape, you can also use this as a vegetable cutter. let's see how we did. Not much better. The rest of the blade is good. A little bit. It's almost feels like it's almost there. A little bit to work with. Again, I got my pressure there, and I'm also, you know, it feels different coming in this direction than it does going in this direction, so I'm putting a little bit more effort in on this side. Also, the way it's very easy to get the you can see how in this direction the slurry comes over the heel easily, and in the other direction it does not. So we're going to put a little bit more effort here. Starting to get it on this side. There we go. Okay. Once more into the breech here. There we go. Yeah, it could be, I think it could use a little bit more work, but we're certainly very, very close at this stage. And when you use it, I mean, I've never seen this razor before. So this is the stage where, this very first stage is where I need to get everything as correct as I can, or as I'm going to, so that the following stages are much more straightforward. I don't have to be thinking about fixing anything in the following stages, which in this case, as I mentioned, are going to be Koma, Koma and Tomo, and then I'll probably do a little ONR with the Tomo and then ONR on its own. All right. So, as expected, this is going to be a long video. Again, the 2.5 or 2x speed is your friend. There we go. Oh, not great. The rest of the edge is good. Well, there we go. I mean, I think we're gonna continue and see what we get. Going to wash the stone off. Raise a lighter slurry. Again, I'm still with the Chu Nagura. It's a natural stone, so sometimes these stones will emit, as you texture the surface, sometimes they'll emit chunks of stuff. So you got to check for that, which is what I was just doing. Looking for chunks of stuff. Now let's spin the stone. Never hurts. Make sure that's in there properly. All right, that's feeling pretty good. I'm going to pause and flatten this surface. I'd like to feel the texture of the stone a little more. I think somehow it's gotten a little bit of an uneven feel to it. So let's do that. This is a very, very old diamond flattening plate, and much of the grit, which is 54 to 45 micron, or a mix of those, much of that has worn down significantly, or broken off, I guess, is really what happens. All right, let's see how that feels. I'm gonna go to the Koma next. Let's go there. I'm not pressing hard. I'm just using the rounded corner of the nagura to raise the slurry. And slurry is pretty efficient, and so pretty inefficient. So generally speaking, if you're going to make an error with slurry, my suggestion is use too much. can always thin it out. It's very unlikely that I mean, you have to use a lot to use too much, in my opinion. Okay, let's go. Let's see how we do with the. Yeah, the surface feels a lot better. Beautiful feel, absolutely silky smooth. Very happy I did that quick surface refresh on this stone. Okay, let's do a little thinning. Again, I'm just doing this by trying to feel what's happening at the very apex on the stone surface. For whatever reason, I do that better by having my left hand on the blade. And as I've said before, use any of the other guys as better models for how to hone than me. I have to do what works for me, or I'm too lazy to teach myself to do it another way. Might be a better explanation. Okay. Let's see if we have improved anything. I know where to stop based on, again, based on kind of, I feel the edge kind of get onto the stone a little bit, and then after a while I don't feel it changing much. Very good everywhere, but, well, no, here, let's, no, it's not great right there. And I continue to do some work. This might be a case where I have to go back. But maybe what I'm going to do, I'm a little concerned that I'm testing here instead of there. So let me verify that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's not super duper, but it's the minute I get beyond this bend, it starts to cut. And then the rest of the blade is pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna do some more laps here overall. I'd like to see this be sharper coming off the Koma. One thing I didn't really check, maybe what I've done or had to do is overcome somebody using tape. There I checked, there is hone wear on this razor. So it's not, the spine is not pristine. All right, let's check again. This is how it goes. You know, we're at 30 minutes. Sometimes this is just how it goes. Oh yeah, better. Oh, sorry. So why do I do this way? Because all I care about is the from the apex up to the bevel, and that's on this razor. That's a tiny little area, so I don't need to test anything beyond that. So that's why I only test the amount of force to break the surface. Okay, it's Tomo time. The slurry from this Nakayama Maruko Shohonyama stone is again super velvety. I wish I had a piece of this stone as the nagura, but I don't, and it's too short. I'm not going to cut a piece off of it. Would love if this stone was longer, but it was insanely expensive. This is a little DMT, as you can see, extra fine. You can buy these in sets of 3 very inexpensively. But my preference would be to actually use nagura from this stone. The again, this diamond plate has been well worn, and the way it's tearing up the surface is probably not terrible. Okay, here we go. As expected, that is really velvety feeling. Really nice. I'm not a huge X stroke person. I do them. I'm doing them now. I'm rolling pressure from the heel to the toe. But I try to do most of my shaping and even finishing using a combination of alternating strokes and half strokes. Um, I don't, I don't, so you should understand that with steel, steel doesn't really have a grain that matters. So if this works for you, do it. All you're trying to do is shape the bevel, and if you're using a flat stone, you're trying to shape the bevel um, uh, on the flat stone using the angle that's either created by laying the spine on the stone or laying spine with tape on the stone. That's all. It's just that simple. So, whatever works for you is fine. Not one way is better than the other from the point of view of shaping. Unlike something like wood, which does have a grain and it matters how you abrade wood with something like sandpaper, but not so much steel. Well, that feels great. I'm feeling better about this heel. Watch how the slurry climbs over it easily. I'm not using much. I'm rolling it, but ever so slightly. All right. All right, so I've got some Tomo on there. Let's get into the ONR. See what the difference between this and my my highly exotic hand soap. Oh, very similar actually. I like that this is not sudsy, but boy, the very close in terms of feel. Spin. Yeah, very good. Very good. It has a nice smell to it. Very nice feel. Oddly close to the highly exotic hand soap rather. I say exotic because I doubt I can ever buy that again. I think it was, who knows if that company is even in business. But this is a better, very similar feel, and I would say better in the sense that it's not sudsing all over the place. All right, let's see if we've gone backwards, which I doubt, but let's just see. No, we've gone forwards. We are pushing into the cloud. So now, and if you're still with me at 39 minutes, you're a complete legend. I'm doing this, but I'm already falling asleep. So now I'm really just using the lubrication, reduce friction on the surface. I've got no slurry, so I'm simply using the lack of friction on the surface to help help refine, just get the tiniest bit more of refinement out of the edge. The edge is already great. It's in terms of packing peanut testing. I don't do any more. I used to, but I don't do the any hair testing. I'm not a big fan, especially in terms of talking to you. If I take a piece of hair and do a hanging hair test, well, you don't know. I mean, the hair could be thin, it could be thick, it could be oily, it could be dry. You know, it's hard for you to replicate what I do because you don't have the same, you won't be using the same hair. No standardization there. But oddly, thanks to Bill M's discovery of the polystyrene packing peanut, they're oddly consistent. Boy, this is very nice. Very, very nice not to be dealing. Very similar to the hand soap, but I'd say better because, again, I don't have the suds to concern myself with. I don't really have to. With the hand soap, I often have to dilute it just to get the sudsiness out. This is very, very nice. All right, so let's see where we are. Yeah, so long as I'm careful not to put the heel onto the packing peanut at the curve, I think I'm pretty good. I think we'll go take, I'm going to strop I'll do 20 on linen, fire hose linen, 40 on leather. I'll take a microscope image and I'll be back. Okay, well, if you've stayed with me so far, I really appreciate it. I just showed you the microscope image of this edge, which looks good. Naturally, it looks like a Jnat edge. So naturally, we're going to have to do a shave test of this. But the first shave test will be of the other ERN razor, and then the next one after that will be of this razor. So again, thank you so much for staying with me if you have, and I will see you in the next one.